Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Fast, don't eat no meat, eat fruits and vegetables, open your third eye, mean meditate, and you will see the truth. That's what I'm gonna say. You will know who you are.
I'm gonna show you what the third eye is according to God, bro. The third eye is your understanding. The third eye is your knowledge of God. That is your third eye, brother. It ain't no mystical pineal gland that you can't eat this. You can't use this type of toothpaste. You gotta use that type of toothpaste. You gotta have this crystal with that crystal. You gotta eat a bowl of crystals, and then you gotta close your eyes for 72 hours. You can't. You gotta be a breatharian and just sit in sunlight for 7 years, and then you start flying in the air like Yoda. I want to touch on a couple things real quick, man, because I know you said a couple things. Y'all both said some things. I just want to understand, like, hey, we get this from the words of the Creator. The words of the Creator inspired the prophets to write this. Read it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 68 and verse 11. The Lord gave the word.
Who gave the word?
The Lord gave the word.
Read.
Great was the company of those that published it.
So the Bible is letting us know that the Most High gave the word, and great was the company that published it. Not everybody can get the inspiration from the Most High. The Most High put his inspiration into our people to write this book. This Bible was the book of the law because it contains the laws that Moses wrote and gave to the Israelites. So this is not a white man's book, because a lot of people say that. And I want to touch on something for you because I heard about you. This ain't a white man's book.
Somebody said that's a white man's book?
I believe he might think it's a white man's book.
No.
Ask him. Ask him.
No.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Ask him.
God gave man,
Right,
God
so
gave man the knowledge.
This from my brother right here, because some of us did dive into the Yakub, the big-headed scientists and all that, but that's not real. That's foolishness. Yeah. But this is what I want to show you, bro. That's not of God. Let's show you when the white man came into existence. Read it.
So I can say that when they got
chapter 25 and verse 25.
They got reptilians.
And the first,
go up a couple verses.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
So you had Isaac and his wife Rebekah. It said 2 nations would be in Rebekah's womb, meaning 2 different people. Read.
And 2 manner of people.
So it had to say 2 manner of people because it's letting you know that everybody is not the same. Some people say we all same, we all human beings, or we all spirits, but the Lord is letting you know that there is a separation between certain spirits. Everybody's not the same.
We're all descendants of Adam and Eve.
They were not the same.
True, they were the first ones to walk the earth. We are descendants.
But we are not the same people. Just because we came from the same lineage don't mean we're the exact same people. That's what God is showing you. Just like if you have twins, you have fraternal twins and you have paternal twins. 2 different styles of twins. Read them. That's what we're reading about in the Bible right now. Listen.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people.
2 nations, 2 separate nationalities. Read.
Shall be separated.
Shall be what?
Separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
So this is letting you know right now there will be 2 different nations born right now. And one nation will be stronger than the other nation that's born. Meaning we're not the same. We are separate. Read.
And the elder
and the firstborn son
shall serve the younger.
That is the prophecies. The firstborn, he is going to serve his younger brother. Read.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
So when it was time for her to give birth, they realized she had twins in her womb. But remember, God said there will be 2 manner of people. There will be 2 separate nations. They will not look the same. They will not act the same. They will not have the same spirit. Read.
And the first came out red.
And it said the firstborn that is supposed to serve the younger, the first son came out red. Read.
All over like in hairy garment.
So what nation of people is red and hairy? They're red and hairy. What is the term we use for a race of people in the South? What do you call?
Redneck.
Redneck, right? Who is that?
The white people.
Yeah, we call them white people, but they're actually red.
But Indians were also called red too.
But they don't look red. Indians are brown.
I know, but they were
Indians
called.
are darker than you, and some Indians out there darker than me. Native Americans darker than us.
But they were called the red people.
Yeah, but by the white people. The so-called white people, the real red people, started calling our people red to cause this type of confusion that we exist today. But God said that the first time they recorded a white person was right here, and it wasn't white. No one ever called them white in the ancient days. They were known as the red people. Read it again.
And when her days and the first came out red all over like in hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
So the red and hairy people on this earth, their name is Esau. Read.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
So he said after that, his brother came out, which was Jacob. Why didn't it give Jacob's description? Why did it give you Esau's description as red and hairy, and then for Jacob, it just said, and afterward his brother came out? Why do you think that it didn't describe Jacob? Why? He looked like everybody else. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. Because this is for my brother right here, because that's right now, let you know, Jacob and Esau, they were born at the same time. So there's no way that Yaqub created the white man. Read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 7.
Listen.
And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
So the original man, like my brother said earlier, was made from the dust of the ground. You dig deeper into the soil, it gets darker. If you look at the makeup of humans and you look up what we have as far as elements in this world, we have the same elements on a periodic table that you find in the ground, you find that in us as humans. That's why the Lord said he created the first man out of the dust of the ground. That's why when we die, we return what? To the ground. You return to the dust.
In the Bible, from dust you are, to dust you will.
Exactly. So in the beginning, the original men were all dark races of people.
That's right.
And then when Esau was born, this was the first time it was recorded that someone looked different. So my brother, I want you to understand, Yaqub, you have to get rid of that ideology. That Yaqub creating white people, that's not real.
But the same thing, what are you talking about? Like,
that's not real.
What did they say about, so reptilians ain't real, ET Greys ain't real, so they didn't come down here and start having sex with this being, that's why you got half man, half lion.
Yeah, the angels did.
Okay,
No, the
so
angels.
When have you seen a half man, half
Satan
lion?
and his demons
and this
came down and had sex with.
Because I'm telling you, if there was a half man, half lion walking around, somebody took a picture.
You will never see it.
Because it's not real, bro.
Right, it ain't real.
It's not real.
They will hide it from you.
That is not
Don't they hide everything
real.
else from you?
How you gonna hide a half man, half amazing lion? How you gonna hide that shit? I'm just being real, my brother. We can't hide that.
They just had a Nephilim on the giant as soon as he tried to come into tell the world what they do. They made him
Give
change
me
his description.
Isaiah 34 and 16. This is the problem with that. But no, I'm saying because we.
But the thing is,
all I'm saying is, bro,
I don't need a
before
Bible.
I really
You know what
started
I do?
reading,
I'd rather
we
meditate.
was looking into that,
I'd
bro.
rather-
We
I'd
looked
rather
into that
meditate.
same stuff too, bro.
I'd rather
We used to watch
meditate.
Sonnet
Don't eat
TV.
meat.
We used to watch Billy
No, like
Carson.
that.
You got what's the homeboy name? The dude 19 Keys or whatever his name is, bro. This is not true. All this stuff about reptilians and all these giants coming down and we don't see them today, that's not, we don't have any record of that. Read it.
17.
No, Isaiah 34,
It's in
16.
the Bible.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34 and verse 16.
My brother.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
That's why the Most High God, the creator of all things, says you got to seek out of the book of the Lord. When we start looking into all these different books, we get lost. We forget about who we are, and then we start saying things that don't really make sense.
Right.
Like a half man, half lion is not walking around. We've never seen it.
Right.
Read.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
Yeah, I'm reading about King James. You know who
That's from the King James
Yes,
Version?
sir. You know that?
Huh? Nah, I didn't know what,
Okay, you know
what he
King
was
James
reading
was a
from.
black man,
Yeah.
right? You know that?
Yeah, I know all about
Some
it.
brothers say King James was a white man. We have people saying King James was a homosexual, and we have proof that none of that stuff is real. You can, there's, okay, go ahead, my brother.
Fast, don't eat no meat, eat fruits and vegetables, open your third eye, meditate, and you will see the truth. That's what I'm gonna say. You will know who you are.
I'm gonna show you what the third eye is according to God, bro. You gotta understand, when people say the third eye, you gotta understand what God said the third eye.
I see orals.
What is the third eye?
I see orals.
Bro, because I know, brother, you got some knowledge to understand that the Most High God's inspiration is all through this Bible. So God is gonna tell you what the third eye is. Read that.
Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 18. The eyes of your understanding.
The what?
The eyes of your
Your
understanding.
third eye is your understanding. The third eye is your knowledge of God. That is your third eye, brother. It ain't no mystical pineal gland that you can't eat this. You can't use this type of toothpaste. You gotta use that type of toothpaste. You gotta have this crystal with that crystal. You gotta eat a bowl of crystals, and then you gotta close your eyes for 72 hours. You can't. You gotta be a breatharian and just sit in sunlight for 7 years, and then you start flying in the air like Yoda. That is not biblical. That is not true. That is garbage that our people have to take in because we so destroyed.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with